bit under a year since I've done a video with this heap of crap. As you can see, it's a little bit of a scenery change. I've moved house, I've got a garage which is big enough to fit the Lexus. If you remember the last one, well, I don't think I made a video about it, but the last garage I couldn't even fit the Yaris. So to have a garage like this in the UK that fits the Lexus in, and I've still got space on each side to work on it, it's top notch. It's not something you really see often in the UK, at least, unless you've got big money and you get like a massive warehouse. To get a garage like that, like this with a house, is pretty good. So yeah, as you can see, almost a year since the last video, the Lexus is kitted up. It's got a livery on it. It's got the wing and everything. From a distance, it looks decent, but I don't know if you remember. If you remember, I did mention that I was going to take the car on a road trip in Europe, to Romania to be exact. So I did the road trip, the car did it, but as you can see, there's a bunch of battle scars all over the place. I'll show you in a minute. The front bumper's cracked, side skirts are cracked, wing is cracked, the rear bumper's cracked. It's got a bunch of stone chips. It needs to be polished again because it's like sandpaper. It's pretty bad. And then looking at the engine bay, it's full of dust. So the Romania roads did take a toll on the Lexus, but surprisingly it's still in one piece. There's a few things to be done before I take it back on the road, because the Romanian roads did take a toll on it. I need new brakes, oil change, the bonnet hatch thingy broke, so I took it off completely. So to fix that, I'm gonna be fitting some quick release fasteners, or whatever they're calling them, which is gonna be fun. But other than that, apart from, in my opinion, the engine doesn't sound great. Apart from that, and of course the downpipe gasket, which is leaking again, which I've bought one, but I've got no clue where it is. But yeah, as you can see, it's nice having a garage. I'm pretty sure from a looks point of view, everything is placed nice, but from a practicality point of view, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be shifting things around as I use them. But as you can see, everything's pretty much on a budget. I've got my paints there, which is not a lot. Tools there. You're not going to see any Milwaukees or snap-ons like this. We use the finest little stuff over here, but it does the job. It's cheap, so it's not too bad. We're going to be unboxing this thing as well, because this came in today. So now I'm going to have to manual swap this heap of crap. I've got myself a welder. I might weld things here and there if I'm capable of welding. Okay, now I'll put some pictures on the screen of like what the garage is like when I got it, because it was nothing like this in terms of the floor. I did paint the floor because it did have this like really chalky concrete, which was getting on everything, which is really annoying. These were not here, obviously I had to buy them. I mean, this one was here, this cupboard, which I painted black, which I think it's decent for painting materials. That's pretty much it. I do want to get a whiteboard on that place over there so I can write down all the things I need to do on the car. So to give you another idea of the Lexus, it's a bit sorry for itself. So I'll start showing you all the casualties from the road trip, which is on the front bumper. We've got a fiberglass crack over here. Where the bumper was joined up, you can see all the small cracks that are appearing. This paint reacted, sadly. I do need to mention biggest thank yous to my really good friend David. He's the one that sorted me out with the paint. He's the one that painted it all for me, so without him this build would not be finished right now. Side skirts here and there, they're a bit cracked. The livery is feeling a bit sorry for itself, but just to mention, I did make this livery by myself. I've got a sticker cutting machine, a plotter machine at home, so it's the first ever livery I've done. I am proud of myself that I did manage to do it, and I think I did it in about 3 days as well, including like all the Photoshop. It's obviously not designed from scratch by me, but this I messed up. Let's ignore these two. But apart from that, all the everything is done by myself, which is nice to keep costs down. It's obviously not going to be perfect, but it is what it is. I will need to fit new bumper fasteners because they're not great, and plus I need to sort out the fitment because it's going a bit mad. Another casualty here on the wing, more paint reaction. This we couldn't get rid of for some reason. We kept sanding all like the previous paint away, and it wouldn't disappear. This is the crack number 2, I think. This is where I had the second exhaust output or whatever that I filled out, which cracked, so I'm gonna have to fix that. Here we have my exhaust tip, which is sitting lower than it should be because the hanger broke, which is nice again. This stuff will need to be filled out because I broke the antenna. I've got a video to show you of how I broke the antenna.
DPS-ul bulic. Cea mai sculă aici, pe toiul.
Lidl, ia.
Ia Lidl, ia.
Unde a ajuns Lidl? DPS-ul bulic.
Ce pula mea!
Noroc că n-a dat fata.
Noroc că nu ți-a prins piciorul, pula mea. Hai de pula mea. Hai să mă mai caut una să-ți pun la roțul din față.
Hai de pula mea.
Ți-o prins, dar acum ți-o prins ăsta? Da, revenim.
Yeah, so as you can see, it's really not a show car by any means. It's done on a budget because living standards in the UK are getting worse and worse. And also, I forgot to show you, I did install these Toyota Chaser Crown fender markers, which really look gangster. And I haven't really seen many GSs that have them installed, so I think it's pretty unique to have them on my GS. So yeah, I mean, we are gonna get a better look at the GS when I wash it, when I take it outside for a quick wash. Alright, finally let's open this one up. Let's see what's inside, what it looks like, because I really wanted a jack like this for so long and I've been waiting for the past few days for it to arrive. Yeah, so yeah, without further ado, let's open it up. And also to go along with the jack, I've got myself these really nice axle stand. Yeah, so I've got myself this really nice axle stands from again from Hartford's. The nice thing about these is not only they're 4-ton capacity, so I won't feel like I'm in danger, but they're actually quick releasing ones. So they lift up by themselves, which I think is really cool. I've never seen this feature on an axle stand before, so I think I've got 4 of these over here. These are old ones, so you can see it's a massive size difference. So these and the jack will hopefully do me well when it comes to servicing this old car. All right, so this is the jack all built up. It feels really nice. It's really sturdy. It's f***ing heavy though. Took me a while because of user error, of course. The welds look decent. I like the wheels, like the poly wheels. Pretty nice, pretty nice. Seems to work fine. So yeah, I can't wait to lift this up in conjunction with the new axle stands. And let's see how good of a job I can do with these now. Alright guys, just a quick update. The jack is perfect. The axle stands are perfect. It took me a few hours to jack the car up because, for one, I didn't want to jack it up from the sills because they're already crusty and bent to hell. I didn't want to jack it up from the chassis rails because I needed a place to put the axle stands on. So I took my time. I researched what other jacking points there are on the GS because I knew about the diff. I wasn't sure if I can jack up from the front subframe or not. I managed to find all the data, all the information I needed. This is the car as it stands right now. So I've jacked the front up from the subframe, and now I'm gonna have to jack up the rear from the diff. Yeah, so it's really dark down there and I can't be asked to do it with my phone camera, so I'm gonna wait for my nice little head torch thingy to charge up, and then I'm gonna go ahead and raise the rear as well. It was a bit scary. Pretty much what I had to do to jack it up, I had to remove the side skirts, which you're gonna see one there and one there. And I had to take up the rear bumper as well, which is just outside. Sadly, the jack's not gonna clear the body. The rear wheel wells are too low, so I'm not gonna be able to put the jack and lift up from there. So what I'm gonna have to do is jack the car up from here. So hopefully that's not going to give me any issues, because I can reach diff from this angle, but it's not really on center. But I don't know, we'll see in a minute. I'm going to wait for the torch to charge up, and then I'm just going to lift the whole thing up, and hopefully it doesn't fall off the stands. So fingers crossed. All right guys, so the car's finally up. The rear mounts were a bit dodgy because I couldn't really find any specific axle stand mounts on the GS apart from the sills. But the sills, they're really crusty. I really don't want to do any more damage with them than what I've already done. And the chassis rails on this car is a bit of a sticky situation because the fronts are fine, but the rears, it's really dodgy. So I found the 1A Auto whatever video on YouTube, which is pretty helpful. And they've lifted it up from here, stating this is part of the chassis, and so far it hasn't bent in, so I suppose it will do for now. I'll do more research, but I left the jack on the diff just in case, and then the fronts are on the chassis rails over there, so the car feels sturdy. There's no sounds, no creaking sounds, nothing like that. So I can start doing the brakes, and then the bonnet hatch and the downpipe. You can't really see it from here, but do the downpipe, gasket as well. So there it is. So now if we take a look on the parts shelves, these are the brakes for the Lexus, these are coilovers for the Yaris, for the daily, and then oil for the Lexus, the bonnet hatches, and that's pretty much it. I did manage to lose the gasket. I have no idea where it is. I am going to find it. But yeah, that's the last piece to the puzzle. And then this, I wouldn't say beauty, but this beauty to me will finally be able to go back on the road. So okay, now finally some progress. I can finally start working on and doing the actual repairs rather than just lifting the car up. So I made some progress. The wheels off. I can start doing the brakes. And just to show you guys what happens when you mess up with your suspension, and as you can see, I haven't even done anything extreme or anything. I've only got coilovers, and I've got my probably you won't be able to see them. I've got my RCAs as well. So I haven't done much, but I haven't gotten alignments since, because I've been saying I want to redraw suspension first and then do an alignment. So this is what happens pretty much, because I haven't got that much camber. So brand new, pretty much brand new tires, and then all around is wire exposed. So it's pretty much from all the toe that's messed up or whatever. But that just goes to show that if you're on a budget and you really want to take care of your car, get an alignment. Don't do what I did, because you're gonna go through tires just like that for no reason, just waste your money on tires. So it's a good thing we've got Accelerate in the UK, which is cheap from Tire Streets. But yeah, get your alignment, don't postpone it. Another big mistake I did with this car, and I'm not gonna be doing it with the Yaris, is I spent 800 quid or 700 quid on my coilovers. They're nice coilovers. They're the Flex Z ones from Tyne, whatever you're gonna call it. Spent a lot of money on them. I was really careful installing them, so I wouldn't scratch anything up. I applied copper grease so the threads on the Z's up. But for some reason, I didn't spend another £30 to get some coilover covers, and I can see a little bit of rust over there. Can't really see it. I can see a little bit of rust there, and they really don't look that great. So I'm gonna be trying to cleaning them up, make them as new as I can, install the covers, and then for the Yaris coilovers, I'm gonna get them straight away. So this is another mistake you shouldn't make, in my opinion, when installing coilovers, because I've heard dealing with seized threads on coilovers is the biggest pain in the ass, and when you spend so much money on them, it's probably worth getting the covers. So yeah, it's another thing to keep in mind. But so far everything's alright. I'm gonna go get the new brakes, install them, and then show you the result, and then I'll do the rest of the brakes off camera, because it's pretty much going to be the same stuff really. So yeah, I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, so just to show you guys what I went with for my brakes, this is the UK's finest MTEC Brakes. So they're pretty much the best, again, best quality for money you can get when it comes to performance brakes in the UK. They're really popular in the UK, more so the discs rather than the pads, but I did go with both the discs and pads because it was a bit cheaper. But they pretty much do this kind of brakes on pretty much any car you can think of. You've got dimpled, grooved, drilled, C-hook, whatever you want to get. So I can't wait to have them on the GS and see what they feel like. I'm sure it's not going to be a big difference, but just looks alone, they're going to be looking much better. And then yeah, I've got rears, fronts, the same. You can even get them like painted, so you can opt in to get them finished in a black coating or gold coating, which is going to remain on the middle bit of the rotor itself, which is pretty nice. And usually I see people pairing the discs up with the Ferrodo pads, which is a killer setup, which I'm hoping to do when I get my LS400 calipers. But for now, MTEC brakes and MTEC discs will do. I've got the rear discs there, rear pads, and then the front setup here. So let's not waste any more time because it's already like almost 9 o'clock in night time. So let's finish these up, and I think tomorrow. So I'll try to finish the brakes today, and then hopefully tomorrow I'll start doing the hood latches and the exhaust gasket and all of that fun stuff. But for now, brakes. So yeah, let's go. Cool. So progress is a little bit slower because I was taking a close look at the caliper I just took off, and boy, it was rusty. So I've tried to clean it up as best as I could. So the sliding pins as well. So this one, the one I couldn't take off, I had to take it off with my impact and just spin it and just drown it in WD-40 until it just broke loose. But this is the one that was the most stubborn and the one I cleaned, and that is the one I haven't. So just like a before and after. So I'm hoping just by cleaning the slider pins, I'm gonna try and clean these. I should have got new ones, but I didn't think of it, so I'll try to clean these as well. I've cleaned the caliper. I've tried to clean all the the crucial surfaces of it. So I'm hoping if I do this for this caliper and then do it for the other one, fingers crossed I won't get any of the really annoying noises, and hopefully I'm not gonna get any more problems with my brakes. Hopefully the sliding pins are not gonna get seized anymore. No more noises, nothing like that. So yeah, let's hope everything's all well. I'm still on brake number 1. That's what the brakes look like, if you're wondering. So yeah, I'm taking my time, I'm just enjoying music, but let's see. Will I finish by tonight? I don't know. It's probably like 10 o'clock, so we'll see. Hello people, it's your boy from the future. I'm pretty much done editing today's video, but I've realized I'm already up to 18 minutes and I've only gone halfway through the footage. So I've decided I'm just going to make it into 2 parts. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in part 2.